What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Dueling Phase podcast. Was that too fast for you?
No, I missed the button to start the music, so it started half a second late. It's fine. Well, so I had to move my stream deck to this side of my desk because of where my mic is, because it was causing weird interference. It's fun. A lot of things do. If I move my mic arm in a weird spot, interference happens. It's fine. I love technology. So I moved my stream deck, but now my mouse and my stream deck are on the same side of my desk, so I have to, yeah, it's weird. Doesn't work. My brain struggles.
I have a 2-level setup here, so like there's a small like jump up where my everything else is. So.
Well, I have like as many levels as I want because I can make mine move. See?
No, like I'm saying, there's like
no, I
like,
know.
I'm
just being a fucking idiot.
Well, today we're talking about 42, the story of Jackie Robinson with Chadwick Boseman. Came out in 2014?
2013, I thought. I thought I saw it say 2013. What if it's both?
It did not come out the same year.
What if it did?
Because they make reference to like...
Yeah, release date for 42 is April 12th, 2013.
Oh, crazy. Oh,
so,
whatever.
Hey, guess which one came out in 2014?
You don't know? There's something wrong.
Good work, dude.
Man, but you've seen this before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we've all seen this.
A few times.
Yeah, it's a classic at this point.
It is one of my favorite baseball movies because unlike many other baseball movies, which now I want to force you to watch a couple. Maybe you already have.
Like what?
There's a lot of baseball movies.
No, but like what baseball
ones that we
movies
can actually talk about. I mean, Moneyball.
So you can't. Moneyball's great.
That's a fun one to talk about. Trouble with the Curve, Clint Eastwood baseball movie, and what is her name?
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. Yep. Yeah, I was gonna say Rachel. Don't ask.
Don't know where Rachel came from. She played Lois Lane and then most notable.
Yeah,
thing.
no, Rachel, because my brain confused Amy Adams and like somebody else.
And Rachel Wise.
Maybe. No.
You confused a redhead for
no.
Brunette?
Is it? No, Rachel McAdams.
Oh,
who
yeah.
has played a redhead before, which is, yep. I'm not a complete idiot. Just kind of sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to actors, because I don't fucking know nothing. I'm not gonna lie to you. But no, this is like one of my favorite baseball movies from the fact that it gets so many baseball details right. Like the baseball that they play in this movie actually looks like baseball, which is nice. A lot of movies, it doesn't look like baseball.
Mm-hmm.
What's the shitty one with Charlie Sheen?
Major League.
Yeah, that doesn't look like baseball. He looks like he's never thrown a baseball before.
Because it's a comedy.
Yeah, I don't care. I feel like you can be a comedy and still get the baseball not awful.
I think the point is that it's not supposed to be super accurate. I think it's supposed to be basically a parody of baseball.
But I guess I haven't watched that many. Now I want to watch that one again. It's been a decade. Summer Catch.
Never heard of that.
It's got a Scooby-Doo WWE guy. You're gonna know who I'm referencing.
Scooby-Doo WWE guy.
Yeah, he was in the Scooby-Doo movie. Is Freddie Prinze Jr. He's also a writer for WWE. It's literally Scooby-Doo WWE guy.
You could also said the Star Wars Scooby-Doo guy probably would have been easier because he's Kanan.
Yeah, but that's a voice actor, and I don't know who voice acts for like any character ever.
It's fucking Rebels.
Yeah, I know. I don't know who's voice acting like at all there for like anybody.
Who voice acts for Obi-Wan?
No idea.
Okay, that was my.
No, the only one I do know is
Whitwer.
That one. I forgot about Whitwer. No, it's Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka. And then the only other voice actor that I like normally recognize the voice of is Michaela Jo Murphy. Tough in Avatar. Which is why you wouldn't know. Right. 42. The baseball is good, but they also get very like minor details correct. Like the scoreboards. When like they're saying the Dodgers are playing this team today, and then the scoreboard shows like other games happening. It is an accurate, like, those games did happen that day and those scores did happen. Like, they actually paid attention to details that matter. And I know you're not going to notice that all the time, but I just appreciate that there was actual care put into this movie in a way that I can't talk about in every other. Is this a biopic? What is this?
Biopic?
Yeah, biopic.
This movie is super accurate to Jackie's story from what I read, except for one scene, and it's probably the most powerful scene in the whole movie. It's where Jackie like smashes the bat in the tunnel. They added that scene because they thought it was too unrealistic that Jackie Robinson would be calm enough about the situation not to like lash out. Because that's just not a human being, like not a human person could do that. Apparently, Jackie Robinson, super calm dude, super chill, where like it wouldn't have affected him, and they had to add it so people would be like, oh yeah, Jackie's human.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was gonna say that scene always felt weird, but it also didn't.
Not Jackie.
Right, but it also didn't because not just is it human, but like. No, I was gonna say, you know, it kind of makes you think Jackie because of how they talk about him in the before when they're saying that like my brain just exploded, but like that he's not a hothead, but he's a bit of a hothead. Like he yells back at umpires and whatever. So I can totally see like that type of thing happening. Like that's totally believable because I do. Like knowing what we know about Jackie Robinson is like he totally would not have lashed out on the field, but I can totally see that type of thing happening. Yeah, but
also fun fact because that's the right after the racial berating from the Phillies manager. Hey geek, do you know who that Phillies manager is?
Alan Tudyk. He's K2SO.
That's K2SO.
I learned that like weeks ago. Yeah.
I didn't know if you knew that.
I learned who K2SO was like weeks ago, and that's just because I saw a behind the scenes video of him wearing the mocap suit sitting next to Andor, and I'm like, oh. I was like, oh, that's the guy I watched the last meals of on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, so many of those I watch, and I'm like, I have no clue who this person is, but I'm going to learn about their life, not anything that they've done, but their life, I guess.
I just thought it'd be interesting for you to know that K2SO was also in a movie where he was screaming racial slur.
Yeah, that happens a lot in this movie.
Yeah, this movie's still PG-13, which is really impressive.
Crazy.
Well, I think it's because of the historical context around it.
Okay. Still, that's crazy.
Like, yeah.
Shout out Harrison Ford though, because this movie's weird because for whatever reason to me, he does not look or sound like Harrison Ford at all.
Then you're blind as fuck. I know you have facial blindness, but like
no, but like, go watch this and then go watch The Force Awakens, which comes out a year later. That is not the same dude.
Okay, here's the thing: their job is called acting.
Okay, I know, but he looks different.
Because he's slumped over. He's portraying a.
How does slumping over change your face?
Have you watched Christopher Reeve in Superman?
No.
We should watch Superman eventually, because you will see that
you're gonna get sick of superhero movies soon, dude. Settle down.
Fair enough, but I'm saying like if you watch a clip, you can see him physically change his body. It makes a huge difference. Watch David Corn's fight in like the trailers. You can see how his Clark Kent and his Superman look a lot different, even though he's changing very minor things.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's just throws me off. Yeah, you're having a bit of a problem, but yeah. I love how he froze. Excuse me. It's always during Dueling Fates. It's only during Dueling Fates. But no, like, I'm sure I'll have to repeat this in a minute, but like, Harrison Ford, like, this is an actual good acting performance from Harrison Ford, which I know can be questioned depending on what you watch. With him in it, because like Star Wars, he doesn't really try. I've seen more Harrison Ford movies than I thought. I'm currently looking at like all of them. Haven't seen a lot of the early ones, that's for sure. Been acting since 1966. That's crazy. He was in Gunsmoke. Interesting.
Oh, I'm back, I think.
Sorry, I've been talking about Harrison Ford because I also
That's
feel like
perfectly
this
fine.
is one of his, I think the exact things I said was this is one of his actual good acting performances because he's not always good. Have you watched Star Wars? Outside of the first one, he doesn't act.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't like that franchise. But
Well,
watch Indiana Jones where he actually cares.
I'm not watching Indiana Jones.
Why?
I don't know.
Indiana Jones is goated.
No. When your entire movie doesn't need the title character to have the exact thing happen that happens, it's a pointless movie. And I'm not gonna believe in a franchise where that's how the franchise works. That's fucking stupid.
It's only that one movie.
Don't care. Isn't it the first one?
Yeah.
How do you buy into something where it's like, oh yeah, if we just remove the main character, this whole universe is pointless?
Well, Geek, it's an archaeology professor who refuses to interfere with the bones and stuff like that.
Well, that's not how any archaeologist in the history of the world has been, so that's unrealistic and stupid.
It's unrealistic, but that's the point.
I don't like it.
Anyways, 42.
Get rid of it. I also like Harrison Ford in 1923, but
he's in Yellowstone?
yeah.
Did not know that.
The third spinoff. Because there's
the MCU feels like to everyone else.
Maybe because there's Yellowstone, there's 1883. 1883, the two main characters are Faith Hill and Tim McGraw. Weirdly, both can act. Very confused. I did not know that's who that was until there's a scene where he sings. I was like, hey, I know that voice. It's not Tim McGraw. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't know neither of those people.
You know, yeah, bro doesn't know any country music. Makes sense. He grew up in Chicago. He's gonna stay in a suburb. Shut the fuck up and die. But yeah, no, 1923 is good. But no, Harrison Smith, good acting performance in this movie. Same with Chadwick.
Harrison Smith is a safety for the Vikings.
Yep, you're right. Harrison Ford. I knew what I meant. That's the same name, man. They're just both white dudes. Best known for taking people out.
That for the last 3 years.
Still better than any player on the Bears.
We're supposed to be talking about baseball and Chadwick Boseman.
You switched to football because I made a whoopsie.
You switched to football.
No.
Subconsciously.
I was just talking about the more important Harrison.
Not this time.
That's fair. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on this movie? You're not a big baseball guy. You don't know. I know you like baseball, but baseball's a weird sport. There's levels to liking baseball. It's not just like casual fan and expert fan. There's like 18 levels of fan.
Hey, Geek.
Do you know what ex-WOBA is? This is a stat. Do you know anything about ex-WOBA?
No, Geek, here's how casual I am. My own team, the Chicago White Sox, after they traded away Andrew Vaughn this season, I know exactly one person.
That's crazy. So I know more White Sox than you?
Yeah, I know at least Robert.
He's going to get traded too, probably. You
Yeah,
should.
I don't have favorite Sox. I've been pretty much more to the Cubs than the Sox this season.
No. So just because I brought it up and I don't want to be an asshole, XWOBA is expected weighted on base average. It's a stat that determines the way the ball was batted, what the expected batting average on a hit like that is. So you can really find outlier hits where it's like, oh, this guy just hit a ball 420 feet with this launch angle, this whatever. 99.99% of the time, it's a home run. But in this one specific instance, it wasn't, and he's out. And it's just fun. It's a fun stat.
Baseball's the nerd sport.
Welcome to XWOBA. Welcome to me being a full fucking nerd. It's good to have you.
No, I'm very casual. I like watching some games every so often, but that's about it. And I'll try to rebuild teams on MLB The Show. Then I realized I don't know how to build a fucking baseball roster.
I just get mad because like I know the way you should build a team based on like where a team is from and like what their home ballpark is like. And the show doesn't care about that. Like, Coors Field has the biggest outfield in all of baseball. So you really want really fast guys. The show doesn't care. You can put all guys with 20 speed out there. Nothing changes. It's like, that's stupid. This matters a lot. I'm sorry. Hey, at least it's a baseball tangent this time. So, yeah. The reason we got derailed was this question. I know you're not that big of a baseball guy, so what did you think of this movie?
I really like it. It is. I want to say it's my favorite baseball movie, but I don't know if that's the truth.
I love Moneyball.
It's as says this or Moneyball, but I know. But you know what? This is more accurate than Moneyball because Moneyball refuses to acknowledge the fact that they have an MVP in that team.
Yeah, and a couple other really good players.
This movie acknowledges that Jackie Robinson was Jackie fucking Robinson. One of the greatest of all time. Is he the GOAT in baseball?
No.
Like consensusly? Like
No.
is he like the Jordan?
There is no consensus. I think baseball does not have a consensus.
Every other sport has a GOAT.
Yeah, the one most people say is Babe Ruth, but that's just because most people don't know baseball and only know Babe Ruth's name. I stand by this.
Bonds?
There's an argument there. I like the argument because Barry Bonds, new tangent.
It's off the Jackie question.
Yeah, no.
Is he the GOAT?
So,
I don't fucking know.
Jackie Robinson was really fucking good. Like, I don't even think this movie did him justice for just how good Jackie was. Like, Jackie was incredible.
630 for like exhibition games. That's insane.
Dude.
Swinging above 200 is insane.
Above 3 is insane. 200's the Mendoza line that just like if you're below 200, you're just ass. Shout out Michael Tolia. Sorry, had to take a shot. Fucking hate that guy. But Bonds is weird because the early part of his career before the steroids, he was already a Hall of Fame player, like top 50 all-time type guy. That was his pace. That's what we knew him to be. And then Sosa and McGuire and all those motherfuckers started doing steroids and were like, yeah, we're just better players than Barry Bonds now. It was entirely these mediocre players are doing this because of steroids. Watch what the fuck I can do. And then he was like the craziest baseball player ever on steroids because steroids don't actually make you a better player in any way.
You're stronger.
Right. Which doesn't always help if you don't know how to hit a fucking baseball.
Say you gotta hit that shit.
Which is like the hardest thing to do in all of sports. So like, no, it is.
I would say being a goalie in hockey just because those
but the goal's tiny as shit.
Yeah, I don't think you realize how big that goal is. It's up to like a normal person's shoulders.
Like, yeah, that's tiny as shit. You know what's harder than being a goalie in hockey? Go be a goalie in soccer where the goal is 8 times your size. One minor error and it goes in. Like
no, the French play that, so it doesn't matter.
The French play hockey too. But you know, if you were smart as a goalie in hockey, you'd just like fan out because it's not that small. You could just get good, have some skill. Sounds like.
I want you to watch a whole game.
God, no, hockey's boring as shit.
It's not.
I say while nerding out over baseball and ex-WOBA.
Where you can go fucking innings without
I saw somebody do a poll recently, and like it is because I think by the time he retires, the consensus will be that Shohei Ohtani is the greatest baseball player to ever live. Which, like, valid, dude. That dude's nuts. Love Ohtani.
Is that because he is a two-way player?
He's what people think Babe Ruth was.
Well, yeah.
And he's doing it at a time where there's, I'm not going to say real baseball players because there were a lot in Babe Ruth's time. I stand by the legends are actually legends no matter what era they're from. It's the guys around the legends that aren't real baseball players. And there was a lot of not real baseball players in Babe Ruth's time. Babe Ruth, like, would play now. Like, I 100% believe he could play now. Most of the people he played against couldn't.
Wasn't the rumor that he, like, drank, like, 3 beers before a game, every game?
Man, don't ask every baseball player their weird tradition. Don't ask all the autistic kids what they're doing, man. Have you heard what Zach Greinke does before every pitch, man? Like, we're not doing this.
Really weird. So
well, that's every baseball player, man. The entire sport has rules about stepping on lines on the baseball field. You just can't do it. Like, baseball is autism. That's the title of this episode.
Jesus.
I can say it. I'm legally allowed.
No, but I mean, Jackie Robinson is fucking amazing. Like, you have to be that good to break a color barrier that's been in place for however long. And, you know, I think he's the first one to break the color barrier in any American sport, right?
That I have no clue.
Because, well, baseball's old as fuck. This is 47.
Yeah.
NHL was in place, but they weren't.
Yeah, but football existed.
Yeah, but I don't think who broke the color barrier in football.
I have no idea.
Brown?
Part of me wonders if there ever was. I'm sure there was, but like my brain is curious.
The color barrier in baseball wasn't an official thing. It was just an unwritten rule.
Right.
Movie.
Really? I'm looking. So in basketball, it was the first ever guy drafted was Chuck Cooper by the Celtics in 1950. That's crazy that it was Boston. With what we know about Boston. Then it was Earl Lloyd, who made his debut the same year. He's recognized as the first to ever play a game in the NBA.
Broke it in 46.
So just before this, then.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. But no, Jackie was like that dude.
Yeah, he is the pioneer.
Kind of a short career, though.
What are you talking about? He started in 47. He got called up to the MLB in 47. And then he won the World Series in 55?
Yeah, he played. Yeah. So 1947 to 1956. That's 9 years.
And?
That's kind of a short career.
Terrell Davis played shorter.
Okay. Yes, football and baseball, not the same thing. Just in case you were curious. But let's go back even earlier than him. Babe Ruth played 22 seasons. 9 years is short for like superstar baseball player.
Sometimes, the legend's going to go early, No,
well, yeah.
And honestly, I give him 2 times that because of what he had to deal with throughout his career.
Yeah. A career .313 batting average. That's crazy. I got his baseball reference pulled up. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be on this for a minute. I want to look at numbers. I want to know things. I know how good he was, but I also want to know more as one does.
Fair.
Yeah. But
Um,
go ahead.
you ever realize how much of this movie had like Chadwick's not given lines? There's long periods of time where Chadwick doesn't talk. He kind of just observes everything around him.
Honestly, that feels accurate, probably.
Was Jackie just super quiet?
I think so.
I know he was like a very reserved guy, but it doesn't mean he's quiet, you know.
Well, you've got to remember, I mean, how much of this is like for his reactions to how much of that is like first-hand accounts. Like maybe this is just like we know all of this happened because we know the story. We don't know exactly what Jackie did. So he's in all of these scenes, he's just observing.
I think
Like maybe
his wife was a
totally possible. Still, but like
expert.
Still, for a lot of things, she wasn't there.
Yeah, I guess so. But
so like, yeah, crazy though. Harrison Ford's character is so interesting.
Like, so when it comes to these movies, like a lot of these movies feel very white, like you can feel on them the white savior complex on them, and that you could like this movie is shot like one of those. I don't know why every white savior movie is shot the same way. It's shot that way, but like in the way it doesn't feel.
But it's not
like
because he straight up tells you the reason for it is I want more people to spend fucking money.
Yeah, it's like
and like yeah, there's a bit of like yeah. Because it does go over the thing that happened to him when he was younger with the catcher on his baseball team. And he's like, there's this thing happening in the game that I ignored for a long time and I'm not going to now. Maybe that's just I'm old, so who cares, right? I could die tomorrow. Let's just fuck around, you know? But like,
fair.
At some point, somebody had to do it, right? Like, and yes, he does like try to do there's moral reasons, but he also straight up says it's because I want fucking money. And you know what?
Yeah,
that's why most things happen.
it's like, but like most movies, like to try to hide, it's like hide the fact that was probably the actual cause, and be like, actually, I want to do this to like uplift black people. But it's like that's weird. In a way, like
right.
The white savior complex is an odd thing that happens.
No, that's not really what happened.
No, he wanted money. And
I want money, and
whether they were.
I want money, and there's a slight hint of I kind of just want baseball to be baseball. I want the best players out there because I don't fucking care. Because you know what happens when there's a better product on the field? It all ties back, no matter what he says. It just makes me more money. The better they are out there, it pays me. So like. I wish the Rockies could figure that out.
Buddy, I'm a White Sox fan. You guys went to the World Series before, more recently than we did.
Yeah, but you guys won one.
That's true. We beat the Astros.
We got screwed. We got screwed. We were so much better than the Red Sox that we got swept by the Red Sox. It actually does make sense.
I know.
I just you guys phrasing it that way is really dumb. But we swept through
team in baseball.
Yeah, we swept through the playoffs and then had to wait while Boston went to 7 against 2 different teams because they weren't that good. I wish we could have just gotten an immediate World Series. I just want to know. Maybe we still lose, but at least it would have not been like the worst World Series of all time.
Can you tell he's still angry about it?
I am. Oh, dude, I despise Boston. I just do.
As you go into a Boston accent.
Boston. Because it's a fucking Boston accent.
Fair.
Got smart pack.
This movie's really good. The problem I have with sports movies often is that they're kind of just confined to being sports movies. There's very few that can like break out of that mold. Like Remember the Titans, I think is the greatest sports movie ever told because it breaks out of that mold where it's not just about football. Football's the setting, and that's about it. It's about like brotherhood. And but like this movie, it's still stuck in the confines of baseball and having to tell the story through baseball. That it can't fully expand on the ideas of Jackie Robinson, because he did more than just play baseball, be black and play baseball. He is one of the greatest of all time because not only did he do that, but he contributed to his community in meaningful and powerful ways. He was a leader for the civil rights, I believe. So like it's he did more than that, but this is confined to a certain point in his life, the 1947 season, essentially. Well, a little bit before that, but like that's it. Which is like I like when biopics give us a snippet, but it also you don't get the full picture of Jackie Robinson, and like you we'll talk about it next week, but you either get a big picture of a person throughout the whole life, but not the intimate details that give us a lot of context, or you get a short amount of time where you don't get the big picture of their whole life, but you get the intimate context of what their impact really meant. And this movie does the intimate context of what their life really meant to the world around them.
Yeah. Also, I I kind of hate that I'm gonna use Disneyfied as the word here.
Mm-hmm.
The maybe one day we'll all wear 42, so that way they can't tell us apart. I don't think it was Pee Wee, and it definitely did not happen on the field. It was in a team meeting. Vin Scully has told the actual story before. The GOAT, by the way. The GOAT broadcaster in all of sports. He was like the Dodgers specific broadcaster for
That guy, yeah.
how long was Vin Scully?
23 years, I was saying?
Oh my God, no. Like 60.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the play-by-play announcer for the Brooklyn/Los Angeles Dodgers for 67 years, from 1950 until the end of 2016.
God damn.
Yeah, dude. Vin Scully, the GOAT. No debate, nothing. It's Vin Scully.
But Mike Breen, man. Bang.
Don't care. Also, my favorite call of Vin Scully. It's Rockies related because I'm an asshole. But Todd Helton's last ever at bat was at Dodger Stadium. Mm-hmm. And Vin Scully's call of it was so nice because he's like, you know, praising Todd a little bit. And then the crowd was really cool, which you never expect from Dodgers fans. But like, he got a standing ovation in LA because like he had announced it was his last season or whatever. He got a standing ovation for his last at bat in LA. And then he struck out. And, and
I'm sorry, if it's my planned last at bat, I'm bunting.
No, he was, I think he was trying to send it. But he says, like, I think the quote is like, isn't that the pits? And it's just the funniest thing. Where, like, what's the, yeah, top of the ninth. Is that where he struck out? Yeah. Oh no, isn't life the pits? I mean, you would think one time. That's just the most Rockies quote I've ever heard. You would think just one time. He still gets a standing ovation though. I love Vin Scully. The guy who, I don't remember his name. The guy who was pretending to be Vin Scully in this movie, even though it wasn't actually pretending to be Vin Scully, because a little early for that, technically. But still, I don't remember who played him, but I hated it. His voice bugged me.
Yeah.
I know who that is.
It's weird. Yeah, I know the actor too because he's been in a few, I think, comedies. But like his toupee looks weird.
John C. McGinley.
Yeah.
He's been in stuff.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of people have been in stuff, Geek. And
wow.
Kind of this thing called showbiz.
Yeah, and he's the show. Oh no, that's the other movie. Sorry. He's the show and the business.
But yeah, trying to check my thoughts.
You'll get there.
The story with the 42, like, Pee-wee going to him and like putting his arm on the shoulder, maybe not like the him saying, well, I'll wear 42 one day, but that definitely happened where Pee-wee walked over to Jackie and put his arm around him to like show like,
did it?
hey, yes, that actually did happen. The 42 part, maybe not, but like, are you reading?
Yeah.
Because your head's covered this way, and it's like I can't tell if you're.
Yeah, I'm reading something else. I mean, he totally might have, but it also just doesn't make sense because of who Pee-wee was and where he grew up. He grew up in Louisville in like the.
No, oh my God, that's the wrong person. Wrong person.
He grew up in Louisville and lived on the west side of town where all the factories and chemical plants were. The part that was considered the black side of town, and had spent his entire life playing baseball with that's why he didn't sign the thing. This movie didn't do Pee-wee Reese justice at all. And I'm not saying he just didn't care because it wasn't new to him. Like, that's not how this worked at all. So if that did happen, it didn't happen in Cincinnati. I need them to know. They've watched you grow up playing. Like, this isn't new to them. What do you mean? Sorry.
Yeah, but it could be not new, but still wanting to show like that this isn't new to you, that this is normal for you, and it should be normal for everyone. That's kind of the point. That the action that it takes place. No, I love this movie. I love. Again, this movie is more about the story of Jackie breaking the barrier rather than his actual accomplishments. It's like his start and the effects it has on the league immediately. But like that first scene where he's having a pitching battle with the pitcher and then gets on base and gets home based off racism is immaculate. It's like a perfect mind games, because Jackie doesn't do jack shit. He just plays, and it just fucks up everyone. And I love it.
Well, it's the entire thing of like the threat of a steal. So like he does do things. It's the getting off base. It's the way that he plays, which is you're right, but he played baseball in a different way than most players did at the time. Mm-hmm. So it was different. Plus the racism of it all. But there is also a baseball reason that happened. The racism just probably had also a major effect.
Well, yeah, but a third of a steal is like normal for him, and like that's why it's like the coach is like just watch the play, like just play ball.
But like Jackie's just gonna be Jackie over there.
Yeah.
I really hope that's exactly how it happened too. He had the ball in his glove and lost it, trying to put his. I hope that's how it happened, because that's just fucking stupid.
My question: why wasn't the first thing he did when he actually steps off of the mound not a balk? Because like he's prepping to throw the ball,
because it wasn't.
And then he just steps off.
The rule for a balk is so fucking stupid. I hate it. I don't think it should exist. It should, but it also shouldn't, because it doesn't make the way the rule is written doesn't make any fucking sense. You know what else doesn't make sense as a stat, though, or anything? Errors. Because it's entirely opinion-based. The exact meaning of an error is if the play could be reasonably expected for the average player to make. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I don't know. Because at some points, it's like, how's anything an error? Because, like...
Isn't that how we calculate drops in the NFL?
I have no idea. I've never actually looked at how drops are calculated, because nobody ever has a real drops number.
I think that's why Larry's drop number is so low, is because...
No, it's because nobody actually calculates drops correct. Like, nobody has a calculation for drops. People just say a number. I don't think I've never seen a real drops stat, other than like maybe PFF. But even then, you're just trusting those idiots.
Do we have multiple friends that work with people?
I only know of one. And I don't think he calculates drops. I'll hit him up. No. You calculate drops for PFF? No, then I'm right. They're idiots.
Fair. I don't know.
I still love that Jackie Robinson Day is a thing throughout all of baseball. Every year, everybody wears 42.
It still happens because people are trying to raise Jackie Robinson's impact, and that's why I love that we're we're covering
Jackie
this.
Robinson, the GOAT. Not like the GOAT player, but he's one of the GOATs.
People recently have been crying DEI about Jackie Robinson. Yes, he's DEI. That's the whole point.
Yeah. But also, Jackie Robinson better than your favorite player. I don't care.
What if my favorite player is Shohei Ohtani?
Well, then fuck. But I know your favorite player isn't Shohei.
Who's my favorite player of all time?
I don't know. Probably like, you're a White Sox fan. You're like, how old are you? Okay, when did you start watching baseball? Give me a, like, kind of caring. Everybody kind of knows.
I
Are you like a big Paul Konerko guy?
Yeah, Paulie.
Yeah. See, I know things. Okay, way off topic. Kind of saw it when I was on YouTube earlier. There's a channel that does this game called Scattergories where you have to like name players who are really good at like a specific thing. We could do it for the NFL. I need more friends that really know baseball because I just want to share my elite baseball knowledge on the internet, and I can't. There's some polls, man.
Matt Torkelson.
Yeah. My brain's like, did you get the... I think my brain thinks you have the wrong guy.
Okay. So last name's Torkelson.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you're thinking of the right guy. Spencer Torkelson is a real baseball player. Matt Torkelson. See, I was thinking of Spencer, and then I was like, maybe there's like an older White Sox player that I don't know. No, Matt Torkelson appears to be a stand-up comedian in Wisconsin with 1.2 thousand followers.
Shout out.
On Instagram.
Depends on what he does.
Yeah, I have no clue. Either shout out or fuck that guy.
Torkelson sounds like a turtle, so that's why I remember his name. Because it makes me laugh, because I think it's a turtle.
Baseball has some really great names.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pee Wee Reese.
That's a nickname, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
So after 1960s, then the name started getting normal again.
No, that is his name, Pee Wee Reese. It's P space Wee space Reese.
If he was born in this generation, he would have gotten bullied to death. There's no way to come back.
Now, who else? What are some of the greatest names? I mean, Cal Raleigh might have the best nickname. Big Dumper.
No, that's not.
There's 6'2" Sanchez.
No, I'm thinking there's a Johnson from the Black Sox. Can't remember his name. The Black Sox all have really weird names too.
There's a lot of really weird but great baseball names.
We should get more like can we get more like Moneyball 42 type baseball movies where it's like examining a certain...
It's like it's almost like a 30 for 30, but you get actual actors and you just make shit up sometimes.
Yeah.
Give me a 2007 Rockies one of those. I just want to see it.
Like 2016 Cubs, the Black Sox, I'm going off of the things I know. The 2004 Red Sox, like you have so many options to go with. It's like, why don't we just make more of those? And they're probably cheap to make. Baseball, like you rent out a stadium or you make an agreement with a stadium and you get things done, and all you gotta do is pay actors.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's written out for you essentially. You just got to like adapt it to script.
Yeah, you have like a fake office building, which those sets are everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coco Crisp, that's a good baseball name. Coco Crisp.
D. Gordon.
Who? D. Strange Gordon.
Is that his actual name? Is D. Strange?
He added strain, like Strange into his last name. I think
Fair
it's
enough.
because somebody in his family, his last name is Strange, so because he hyphenated.
Sorry, I did not know about that. I just know
No,
that
yeah,
D. Gordon.
no, because he changed it way later. Because it
Got
was
it.
D. Gordon, like the famous like Jose Fernandez clip where he hits the home run right after that. Like he's still just D. Gordon, but later he became D. Strange Gordon.
Got it.
Um,
Who's the guy who keeps
greatest
hitting
baseball
bombs
player ever.
after trauma?
I think I know. I think I've found the correct one though.
Oh, who's
The
that?
greatest baseball name of all time. He did play for the Chicago White Sox. Rusty Kuntz.
I've heard that before.
Rusty Kuntz. That has to be.
There's a small joke in this movie, which is really weird for this movie to have jokes because it's a very race tensioned
Mm-hmm.
biopic. It's like this movie doesn't have jokes. There's one like super like big joke. It's Pittsburgh. They make fun of Pittsburgh twice.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the guys is getting traded because he's being racist to Jackie, and they're not dealing with that shit. Which rock on. But he's like, they're like, where are you going? He's like, Pittsburgh. I'm going to fucking Pittsburgh.
Fucking Pittsburgh. He yells about it for like 20 minutes. It's the greatest thing.
And then at the end of the movie, they're like, the one of the racist guys gets traded at next season, and then it's like to Pittsburgh. Like Pittsburgh is the holy hell of baseball. Has it always been? I know they won a World Series in the 70s.
Well, it's Pittsburgh. It's not just a baseball issue. It's just a Pittsburgh issue. No one has ever liked Pittsburgh, and no one ever will. Yeah, if you're from Pittsburgh, I don't care. You're wrong and you're stupid.
Is that why they're condemned to 500?
No, that's because devil magic.
That's why no one wants to go to Pittsburgh, because the devil's there.
No, actually, the devil lives in Gary, Indiana.
Is this a Hell band?
No, but they turned it into that. What is that from? Why is the devil in Gary, Indiana? Oh, it was the Ammon's haunting case, also known as the Demon House, is a purported haunting and demonic possession which occurred in Gary, Indiana in 2011. Latoya Ammons, her mother Rosa Campbell, and her 3 children claimed paranormal activity occurred in the residence. The story was published in 2014.
I gotta go to this, dude.
Gary, Indiana has been like abandoned. It was like a thriving, I don't know if it was a city, but it was bigger than a town. It was something in between. Yeah, I guess they moved into the house. Days after they moved in, they claimed black flies swarmed the porch and kept returning repeatedly. They heard footsteps in the basement, doors creaking. Why are we...
they tore it down.
She alleged to have witnessed a shadowy figure of a man pacing in the living room and found a boot print. Campbell claimed she was choked by an unknown force. The 12-year-old daughter claimed to have levitated above her bed, unconscious during a sleepover with a friend.
Oh, I'm fucking watching this documentary on it. That's dope as hell.
But yeah, no. So, but then because of the, Halliburton made a deal with the devil. Well, shocker, because the devil is in Gary, Indiana. Like that was they made a play off of it, but it wasn't because of Halliburton. It was its own thing. And then
Pittsburgh has 3 rivers, repetitions of 3 calling, God and the devil.
So, but you'd need like 666 rivers for it to be the devil.
No.
Yeah.
He operates in 3s.
I don't care.
Because it's a mockery of the Holy Trinity. That's the whole point. We'll talk about that later, and when we get to October, I have a movie set up that talks about that.
Oh, good. We get to offend people. And by we, I mean me. Sorry, moving on.
The Conjuring.
I don't know nothing about it.
Good, don't look it up.
I will.
Fuck you.
I will forget by the time. Honestly, we're probably recording that movie next week at this pace. By the way, happy July 4th.
This is coming out August 4th. They're fine. Geek, what do you think about this movie?
I think, like I said earlier, I think it's one of like probably the best baseball movie ever. It's the most accurate. Like it does have its own things, but I mean, I guess you have to make a movie. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think it's great. It does the baseball well. The CGI is not completely awful.
There's CGI in this movie?
Yeah. It's a baseball movie thing.
That hits Chadwick in the face?
No, I don't even think it's that one. In baseball movies, a lot of times the baseball ends up being CGI.
Well, that makes sense because you can't recreate everything perfectly. So.
Right. But like it looks good enough. Like you can't really tell. You didn't notice at all. Which says enough. That means they did good enough. And it looks like real baseball, which is nice. It seems to tell the story at least as well as we can hope. I mean, I'm sure we know certain things aren't accurate. I'm sure it's not perfectly accurate. Yeah. Nothing ever will be.
The scene where Jackie does get clobbered in the face with a baseball, I think is unintentionally funny as fuck because you have both teams like playing the dugouts, and then you just have Jackie just sitting there dazed and confused. It's like,
I don't know why. I totally remember in that scene him getting up and just walking to first base, and that just doesn't happen, and I'm very confused. I swear to God that happened.
There's a movie that does that same thing. I don't know what movie it is.
Well, everybody's fighting, so maybe I'm just mixing up movies. But I was totally waiting for that, and then it didn't happen. It just cut away.
I think that might be Moneyball.
Totally could be.
I don't know. But yeah, that scene, I'm laughing because it's unintentionally hilarious because Jackie's just sitting there. Of all the people who'd be fighting in that scene, Jackie seems like to be the most the person in the middle of it. No, just he's in the middle of it, just not a part of it at all. And you might be talking about the scene where he does get defeated. I don't know what he's fucking calling it. There's a term for it.
No, that because he's playing first, and yeah, he gets stepped on.
Okay. Did he always play first? I know he played short and second in this movie, but like,
no,
I always thought he was a shortstop.
I never think of him as a shortstop.
He just doesn't seem like a first base type because usually those people don't play defense.
Whoa.
Respect that right field, don't play defense.
No, that's where you put your worst defenders, and that's much less normal now because, well, in lower levels of baseball, that's true. That's where you put your worst defenders. In like professional baseball, your worst defender just plays DH because if the only reason you'd want them on the field is if they can hit, and if they can't, then you don't need a bad fielder and bad hitter on your team. That's stupid.
Fair.
Unless you're the Rockies or the White Sox, but hey.
Fair. Checking on the score that happened today.
Oh yeah, did the Rockies finally win one?
It's top of the four. It's final. They did win by 2.
Let's go. We suck.
You lost by 6 yesterday.
Yeah.
Shut up.
What do you mean, shut up? I said we suck, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. Learn words, you stupid.
If you can't tell, it's the White Sox and Rockies playing.
I'm upset. Hey, Mickey Moniak hit a home run. Also, I was just talking shit on Michael Tolley, and apparently he hit a home run today, too. But that's because that's all he can do. He bats 180 and either strikes out or hits home runs. That's it. He doesn't do fucking anything else. He's not very good. He had 3 errors in 1 inning like 2 weeks ago, and it made me want to kill myself. The Rockies had a 6-0 lead on the Dodgers, and Michael Toglia alone blew it because he had 3 errors as a first baseman.
That's crazy. Jackie Robinson would never have let that happen.
No. Jackie Robinson would have never played for the Rockies. He'd just outright refuse.
Well, also the Rockies didn't come into existence until like 1993.
Well, yeah.
No, it's 1995, isn't it? Because they had the 30th anniversary.
No, it was 1993. 1995 is when Coors Field opened.
I was right. Random baseball fact I got right.
Because also, fun fact, the Marlins, who are overall a worse team than the Rockies throughout all of history.
Didn't they have a World Series?
I was going to say they came about in the same year and have won 2 World Series, but they have those 2 World Series and then they have like 0 other winning seasons because the Marlins aren't good at baseball ever.
Yeah, but they had Giancarlo Stanton and Christian Yelich on the same team and traded them both away.
Yeah, because they couldn't win 60 games with the 2 of them.
And they have an aquarium in their
I think
area.
Did they get rid of the aquarium?
Good idea.
They got rid of the big statue for some reason that was out in center field. Yeah.
No.
Derek Jeter did that when he bought the team.
I'm sorry. I like when baseball fields are at least unique. It makes baseball feel different.
Coors Field's still unique. They got the little pond, mountain oasis area in center field.
The Diamondbacks have the pool.
Yeah.
One team has the Coca-Cola bottle. The Sox have the fucking pinwheels.
The Padres have the Western Metal Supply Company building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boston's got the fucking big green monster.
The Rockies have the littler green monster in right field.
Yeah, no one gives a shit about them.
Yeah.
Why do you put it in right field? Why do you put it in right? Nobody hits the right.
Lefties.
Yes. And how many lefties are going out there?
It's because they couldn't make the stadium any deeper on that side. So it's only like 340 to that wall, which in major league terms is pretty far. In Colorado terms, that's really short. So that wall's something feet high.
Are you looking at how tall it is now?
That's also why they made the fence in right field the rest of the way, because the bullpens are back there. Mm-hmm. They doubled the size of the fence there too. Yeah. What the fuck? That's telling me what it shows. I also figured out the manual scoreboard that is, because it's the big wall is just a manual scoreboard, shows the score of the game, and then it shows these 2 other numbers, which in my head I always just assumed to be hits and errors, like a normal box score. Yeah. But then somebody asked me when we were sitting there, he's like, normally it would be hits and errors, but I don't think the Twins won 1-0 and had 4 hits and 8 errors. And I was like, yeah, you're probably right. So I looked it up. It's just the starting pitcher's number for some reason.
That's dumb as fuck.
Apparently that's not the only scoreboard to do that. I thought it was just a Rockies are stupid thing. It's not. Apparently baseball's stupid. It's a 15-foot wall.
Is that tall?
Most players can normally jump up to the top of a wall and they can't hear, so.
Fair.
How tall's the green monster? Is it only 30? We are so off track. 37 feet. Speaking of, I do love that this movie shows off old fields that don't exist and did a really good job recreating them.
Because they're CGI.
Yeah. Ebbets Field, Polo Grounds. Another one that I'm forgetting.
Did Jackie ever play for LA? I know he played for Brooklyn, obviously.
No.
But did he ever play for LA? I don't know when they moved. So
they only played in Brooklyn while he was there.
I think it's crazy that a team so iconic as the Dodgers moved. I know that sounds dumb to say, but I take there's some teams that don't move. They will not move.
What are some teams that you think of are that way?
I know the Bears moved from Decatur to Chicago, but that's Chicago.
Yeah.
The Giants aren't ever going to move from New York area.
You're in football only now. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm about
brain.
Thinking
one of the most iconic franchises ever is
Dallas. Green Bay.
Maybe even more iconic though is the Raiders, and they've moved like 8 times. No, you don't get to say, well, they've been bad recently. They moved when they were like the team in the U.S. like 4 times. The Raiders just be moving.
That's because Al Davis likes to move, and now he's
no.
dead,
That's because Oakland always has problems with sports teams.
That's true. They lost all of them.
Yeah.
Besides one, right?
I think they're all gone.
Warriors, A's, Raiders. Yeah, they're all gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's none in hockey. So yeah, no, they're all gone. That's crazy.
Yeah. Sorry if there's like a major league soccer or lacrosse team. I don't watch those.
But like no, like, and then you have like you go to like baseball. The Yankees are never gonna move. The Cubs and Sox are likely never gonna move. I mean, the Sox might because their owner is stupid. There's just some teams that don't move. Like you can never see that team being anywhere else. And they will never.
Are there any
move.
basketball teams that you think never move?
Boston.
I was really hoping you were gonna say the other one. I wanted to
the one that went from Minneapolis to LA. Yeah, the reason why they called the Lakers.
I was gonna say I hate that they didn't change that name because it makes no sense with where they are now.
The Bulls, who also haven't changed the logo.
The Bulls should move out of basketball.
True. I hate that team.
And it's not just because of the like shitty dude that they employ. They were not relevant, and then they got relevant for 14 years, and then they got not relevant again for all of history and will never be relevant again.
You're fair. It's crazy because I'm a Magic fan, so.
You're not a Magic fan?
That's crazy because I'm a Magic fan.
Oh, you are a Magic fan. I thought you were a Thunder fan. Do you just change teams weekly?
No, I felt bad about.
You just go, ooh, pretty uniforms.
No, I felt bad about moving straight to the Thunder because that's bandwagoning and.
Dude, I don't even think I could successfully bandwagon. Like if I was like, I don't have a hockey team. I don't have a real hockey team, so I'm going to become like a Florida Panthers fan. They'll start to suck. I guarantee it.
And the only teams that succeed are the teams you kind of follow, like the Frost and the Lynx.
Yeah, my goats.
Which I think Lynx won today.
The Frost, I want a jersey, but I don't. For hockey,
wants to buy a jersey?
No, for hockey, I want the hockey jerseys that are also a hoodie, and they don't make them for the PWHL yet. So I'm waiting because I want one bad.
Geek?
Yeah.
Here's what you do. You buy a jersey, you buy a hoodie, you cut the hood off, and then you
No. That would look so bad. No.
That's what happens. That's how they do it.
That is not how they do it. What are you talking about?
That's how they do it. Anyways, we're talking about baseball.
We got distracted with they don't move, but
it's really hard to talk about a biopic because it's about someone's life and you're like trying to have commentary about their life at the same time as about the movie.
And I think we've covered the major stuff. We're also over an hour in, so who cares?
Chadwick Boseman's really good in this. He's good in everything he's in.
I was gonna say Chadwick might be the GOAT.
Chadwick is one of those people where not only is it sad because he was taken away from us so soon, but it's also sad because it's what could have been. Because he only had like a few like leading roles, and he knocked it out of the park every time. I don't think there's a single bad Chadwick lead role, or at least the movie itself may be bad, but him in the movie doesn't make it bad. It makes it better. It saves a movie. I'm thinking about 21 Bridges. To be exact. But yeah. I miss Chadwick, man.
Yeah.
I had a TikTok show up today because apparently TikTok likes to listen to what I'm doing today.
TikTok is freaky.
But it showed up his interview right after Infinity War came out on like one of the red carpets, and him talking about how T'Challa's dead, and I'm like heartbroken because it's
because he doesn't say that.
I'm dead. He says I'm dead.
Yeah, they ask him about T'Challa, and he says I'm dead, and he dies like not that much later. Like it's within the same year that he passed, like from the time that interview was to when he passed. It's not that long, if I recall correctly.
He died in 2020. Did he not? Yeah, he died in 2020. Endgame came out in 2019.
Did it? Yeah, but I said when that interview was. So less than a year. A year is not that long, Grayson. He probably knew that that was coming, is my point.
Yeah.
He probably knew he was sick. I think he did know he was sick at that point, right? He knew, but nobody else did. Basically, he didn't tell people. So, like,
years into that.
To me, that always hit worse because it's like he actually was just saying that he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's how I always viewed it.
It just breaks my heart every time, just because it's like he was such a kind person, and
oh god damn it, what was I gonna make the title?
Worst thing was given to him, you know.
Also, I still love that. What you gonna do if one of these pitchers throws for your head? I'll duck, and then he just totally doesn't, and just eats it.
He ducks the first time, and then he didn't.
No, it's the kid. In the stands, the kid.
Oh.
No, he's talking about him. He just discombobulated that man. That's the title. He just discombobulated that man.
I mean, the review name is 42 reviews, so
yeah,
you have plenty of space. What's up, okay? I can help you. Did we literally watch 4 hours of movies and you were, okay? You tried to bite me on accident because you were having a nightmare.
Oh, poor Bubba.
He's having a nightmare. I tried to wake him up for me, and I almost got bit for it.
Deserved. You getting bit.
No.
He discombobulated the man. Because it was during the box scene. Because she,
I know. I watched the movie 2 hours ago. But
hey, have you met you? You watch the movie and don't understand it while you're watching it sometimes.
Hey, Geek, we're coming off a day where I had no idea what the fuck happened that day.
I know.
So
you're just helping my point.
No, that means I'm reset, so my brain's not working again, where I remember things more.
He discombobulated that man. Great quote. All right. Jackie Robinson, one of the GOATs. I don't got anything else.
Dean, stop.
Grayson, do the outro and stop talking to your dog.
I can't when the dog is literally.
Yes, you can. Like, just do it.
Next week we'll be talking about Get On Up. You want me to do the fucking outro? We're doing next week. We're doing Get On Up, another Chadwick Boseman film because it's Chadwick month. Remember to like, subscribe, do whatever. Let us know what you guys thought about 42. Until next time, bye bye.